Today's lesson is the last lesson in the percent unit. It is a review lesson. The homework is a blue packet, but this year it's copied on white. That is going to be graded. And the lesson that goes with this is a salmon color sheet that you'll get in class. All right. I'm going to scroll this up after I read the directions, and then I want you to pause and do this. Match the equation or equations with the situation described. P is the price of an item. Now, I will tell you, there could be more than one equation that would work for each one of these situations. So think about it. I'm going to scroll up so you can see everything. There's all the equations. Read the situation. Pick the equations that would work. Pause the video right now and work on this. All right. Number one, an equation used to calculate the discount if something is on sale for 25% off. So if I want to find the discount, I'm not going to do 25% of the number. I'm just looking for the discount. So what letters could work for that? I could use C. Any others that are 25%? I'm looking for P. No, there's nothing else that will give me P, the discount. All right. Oh, no. Look at F. F will work. Okay. E's the total price. We're looking for 25% of it. F would also work. All right. 2, an equation to calculate the sale price if something is on sale for 25% off. So think about that. To find the sale price, you could do it two ways. You could do 25%, find the discount, and then subtract that, which would be B. If you're saving 25%, aren't you spending 75%? So that would be D. Or G. All right, equation used to find the tax if the tax rate is 25%. So if we're looking just for the tax, and the tax is 25, won't that again be C and F? Because you're looking for 25%. So C or F. Same as the discount, because it's the same exact thing. Now, equation used to find the total price including tax if the tax rate is 25%. Well, think about two ways we can do that. We can find 25% and then add it to the original. That's A. Or, if we're paying 25% tax, aren't we paying 100% of the item and 25% tax? So that's 125%. So I could use E. Or if I'm doing a percent proportion, I could use H because I'm paying 125%. So A, E, or H for that one. All right, let's take a look at this review. This review, I like this. This covers everything. Now, if you want to go back and read over all of these parts, you can. All right, example 1. Sales tax on a coat that is priced $45 is 8%. Find the total cost. Well, I'm going to do this the most efficient way. Total cost would be the tax and the cost. So are I paying 108%? So 45 times 1.08, because I'm paying 100% of the 45 and 8% tax is 48 total cost. Now, if you would have preferred, you could have found the 8% and then added that. You would get the same thing. Nancy and 2 friends paid a 15% tip on a restaurant bill that is $53.74. Then they split the total evenly. How much did each person pay? Well, again, they're paying 100% of the bill and 15% tax. So isn't that 150 or tip? I'm sorry, it's 115%. So 53.74 times 1.15 gives you 61 each. So that's their total with their tip. There are 2 friends and Nancy. That's 3. So if they want to split this evenly, they're going to divide by 3, and you get $20.60 each. All right, percent of change. Okay. A lamp that originally cost $180 was marked down to $150. Find the percent of discount. Well, remember we do percent of change, percent of increase, or percent of decrease. We find the difference and divide by the original amount or starting amount. And I'm going to do a percent proportion. Remember, percent over 100 equals part, which is the difference, over whole, which is the original. So, we're looking for the percent. So, x over 100 equals, what's the difference? 180 minus 150. And what was the original? 180. So, let's simplify. X over 100 equals 30 over 180. Cross multiply. 180x equals 3,000. Divide both sides by 180. And you end up getting x is, multiple ways, 16 2/3%, 16.6% repeating, or if you round things, 16.7%. And this is all percent of this. Now, if you did that just by dividing 30 by 180, you would get a decimal, and you have to move it 2 places to the right to change it to a percent. I prefer the percent proportion because then that takes that out of it. All right. Example 4. Again, if you want to take time to read this, feel free. But this is a review. So, Dante invests $3,500 and earns 2% in simple interest each year. Assuming he makes no additional deposits or withdrawals, how much will his investment be worth in 5 years? As soon as you see that interest, you know you're going to be using this formula. I equals PRT. And remember, I like you to define the variables so you know what's going where. Dante invests $3,500. That is the principal, the original amount. 2% simple interest. That's your rate. Remember, rate has to be written as a decimal, so 0.02. And remember, time is always in years, so it's 5. So I'm going to substitute 3,500 for P times 0.02 times 5. And when you multiply that, you get $350. Now, look at what they're asking. How much will his investment be worth? The interest is $350, but then you have to take your original $3,500 plus the $350, and you end up with $3,850. That's what it's worth after 5 years. Percent of error. Same idea as percent of change, except instead of dividing by the original, you always divide by the actual. So, John needs to measure his windows so he can buy new curtains. He measured the heights of his windows to be 4 3/4 feet. The actual height is 5 feet. What is his percent of error? So we're going to do x over 100 equals the difference, 5 minus 4 3/4, divided by what is the actual 5. So I'll have x over 100 equals, when I subtract this, I'm going to write that as 0.25 over 5, cross multiply, and I'll have 5x equals 25, divide by 5, x is a 5% error. All right, the chart below shows the population changes in 2 towns over a period of 10 years. Which town has the greater percent of increase in its population? So, I've got Riverton, and I'll do Mountainside over here. So, Riverton. First of all, these are both percents of increase because they're going up. So, I'm going to do x over 100, percent over 100. The part, we're subtracting. Finding the difference, how much it changed. And you always divide by the original or starting amount. So that's where it started in 2010. This will be x over 100 equals 2,700 when I subtract. Cross multiply, so I'll 38,500x equals 270,000. Divide by 38,500. And you end up with x is 7.01%, and it's an increase. So that's Riverton. Let's do Mountainside. X over 100 equals 16,500 minus 14,700 divided by the original 13,700. Well, x over 100 equals 1,800 divided by cross multiply 14,700x equals 180,000 divided by 14,700. And you end up with x is 12.24, and again, it's a percent of increase. So, which town had the greater percent of increase?